Hey, ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Taking a quick break from the Eagles beating up on the Vikings to knock out a quick video. Reminder, tomorrow morning starting at 10 a.m. Eastern, I'm going to knock out a free week of live trading and training here at Top Gun Options. All you need to do is head to go.topgunoptions.com/full-throttle and you're registered for all 4 complimentary live briefs this week. Wiz, can't make it. I work. Well, guess what? 85% of current TGO members work for a living and they watch the replays. So you got to register to get access to the on-demand replays. And I'm going to give you a heads up. In the past, years ago, we used to take 50 a quarter into our full throttle program. Then we throttled that back to 25. This week, we are only taking 15 new Top Gun Options members. And we have a lot to talk about this week, folks. Take a look at the Rip Your Face Off market rally from the tariff bottoms, right? There was Liberation Day back here, February, March. Markets didn't like the Trump trade wars. We imploded. And then mysteriously, he said, okay, no, I signed all these deals. Trade wars are over with. Rip Your Face Off rally. That, in fact, turned out to be a lie. The president did not sign all these trade deals. Matter of fact, we have a renewed trade war with China, or actually an ongoing trade war with China. We never even got out of one. So, and Xi Jinping, folks, is betting that he can win a trade war with Trump. Why? Because Trump cares about the markets, right? The Democrats came up with it. Taco. Trump always chickens out. And look at this. So Trump wants the markets to go up, folks. Can't remember too many presidents who tweet or, would publicly comment on the stock market performance and use it as a barometer of that presidency. This guy does. So we have renewed trade wars. We have a Fed meeting coming up where they're probably going to cut interest rates, which they most likely shouldn't be. What are you talking about, Wiz? I thought you'd like that. Well, as an American, I don't want them to be cutting interest rates. Why? Because the jobs market sucks and inflation is raging still. That's not a rate cut environment, ladies and gentlemen, but the Fed is so out of cycle with what they're supposed to be doing. This is the same Fed that said, hey, inflation's 40-year high inflation is what? Transitory. 2 years is your definition of transitory. So the Fed sucks at their jobs, folks. They're completely out of the loop. But we have a stagnant jobs market. We have raging inflation. We have a trade war with China. We have a lot of potential badness going on. Hell, Israel's already taken out a Hamas terrorist that killed 2 IDF soldiers this morning. So that's ceasefire you can throw in the crapper. And obviously, we have, President Trump trying to decide whether or not to give tomahawks to Ukraine to inch us closer to World War III. Now, all of that can sound pretty terrifying or scary if you don't know what you're doing. Folks, during this most recent pullback, I placed 2 bearish, what I call tredges. You're going to learn what a tredge is. A trade, when I place a trade, folks, I better make money. I suck if I don't make money. A hedge, I don't mind if they lose money, right? It's like an ejection seat. I never went flying in the F-18 Hornet, landed and went, man, that ejection seat was a waste. I didn't even use it today. You don't want to use it. You don't want to use your hedges. So I squeeze those 2 things together and call it a tredge. It's a trade I'm pretty damn sure is going to make money, and it's acting as a hedge to protect my longs. So we put on a tredge about 3-4 weeks ago, and the markets imploded last week. Or a week and a half ago when I was out in Colorado, man, doing a fundraiser for the No Fallen Heroes Foundation. Saw my boy Jack at CU, actually saw the Buffs win a game. And then boom, we're back in a trade war with China. Trump's exact words, yeah, we're in a trade war with China. The markets imploded. And guess what happened? With 2 trades on the S&P 500, if you did them the way I covered them, $15,000 in profit. That's a lifetime membership at Top Gun Options, by the way, folks. With 2 trades on the S&P 500, I paid for a lifetime membership here at Top Gun Options. So look at what we got going on right now. It's a heart rate monitor. Implosion, recovery, implosion, recovery, implosion, recovery. Volatility has returned to the markets, and it is a target-rich environment. Again, if you know what you're doing. If you're not, it's going to be pretty painful. Go.topgunoptions.com/full-throttle. And check this out. Just for registering, I'm going to give you our trade plan, our 7-step trade plan, and what I call the OPCL, the Options Pocket Checklist. I was going to say, do me a favor. Don't do me a favor. I know what I'm doing. Do you a favor and read this 7-step trade plan before you show up tomorrow, folks, or before you watch the replay. You got to do a little elbow grease, folks. You need to put in a little bit of work here to get airborne so we can profit, okay? Review your trade plan and you'll be up to speed for tomorrow's welcome aboard. And we're going to talk about just some options basics. The rest of the week, I'm going to talk about AI, man, how AI is going to put hundreds, millions of people out of work around the globe and ultimately kill us. But right now, we're going to keep blowing up the AI bubble, and we're going to be ready for when, not if it pops. These data centers, there isn't enough power on the planet to power AI requirements. So I'm gonna show you how to potentially get long-term bullish, or at least short-term bullish, on the power requirements behind AI. And we're also going to hedge our AI. If we have time this week, I'll show you how to print money when the AI bubble pops. And we're going to look years into the future and get bullish on America. Folks, back in the April full throttle, I covered a bullish on America trade that is up close to 300%, or close to $20,000. Well, how much did the trade cost? $2,500 back in April. It can potentially make $100,000 in the coming years. Let me go back right here towards the end of April. You see right around there when we ripped back up and imploded again, and that tick right there, I did a free week of full throttle training, the same that I'm doing this week, and we did a bullish on America trade on the S&P 500 years into the future. Why did I do it? I'll show you why I did it tomorrow, and maybe we'll put on a new one. But look at what happened right after I put the bullish on America trade. We had a rip your face off rally. So while we're going to have some hiccups, markets tend to, over time, move up and to the right. That's what they do. First of all, it's musical chairs, folks. We all know this is a MacGyver rally. It's being held up here on a straw, a paper clip, and bubble gum. It's bullshit. But the rich crowd in the Hamptons, the Jamie Dimons, the people in DC, we all need it to keep moving up and to the right. We can't, everybody has to get a trophy, right? Look at the 2008 financial crisis. Oh, God forbid we can't have Wall Street companies implode. Yeah, you could have. Remember that? Too big to fail? Hell, I actually nowadays believe with the Occupy Wall Street crowd back in the day. Why the hell are you bailing out Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and not we the people? So I got a little bit of, a little Democrat in me when it comes to that type of stuff, right? Closing all these, the government closing all these businesses and putting them out of business during COVID. Excuse me? Speaking of that, that's what kings do, right? Anyway, hope you... Isn't it funny? Like, let's just be generous and say 7 million people, which is wildly inflated number about the No Kings protests yesterday. Do you know that about 7 to 8 million people watched the Ole Miss Georgia game yesterday? I sat on my couch eating a turkey sub and yelling at the TV, man. The college football Saturday was fantastic. If you were a liberal, white, aging, double vaxxed and boosted boomer, hopefully you got some exercise yesterday, and you took, you had somebody feed your cats. What an absolute embarrassment. We had an election last November. Donald Trump won the popular vote. He won the Electoral College, all the swing states, but that's somehow a king. It's just, whatever, man. I send those people empathy and love because you just can't reason with people. Whatever. Anyway, so go to topgunoptions.com/full-throttle. Join me for a free, it's on me, folks, complimentary trading. A lot of other places charge you to attend briefs like this. This is on me because I'm going to prove to you how you can profit as others panic. Let's go, birds. Have a great rest of your day. Fights on, and namaste. Whiz out.